Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn might still be 2 months away, but the fireworks between the two boxing stars have already begun in explosive fashion. The long-standing tension between them reached a boiling point in Manchester on Tuesday during a promotional event that turned chaotic when Eubank Jr. slapped the taste out of Benn's mouth with an egg. It was a scene straight out of a boxing drama, but this was all too real. Tension was already palpable as the two fighters stood inches apart, exchanging heated words with the intensity that only years of rivalry could produce. Then, out of nowhere, Eubank Jr. reached into his sleeve, pulled out an egg, and smacked his opponent across the face with it, sending shockwaves through the audience and everyone watching online. For a brief moment, there was stunned silence. The room took a collective breath, unsure of what had just happened. Ben, blindsided and fuming, instantly lunged forward, his instincts kicking in as security rushed in to separate the two. Chaos erupted as officials and event organizers scrambled to prevent an all-out brawl before the actual fight. It was clear that Ben was furious, his anger written all over his face as he struggled against the security personnel holding him back. But why an egg? This wasn't just some random attempt at humiliation, it was a calculated move by Eubank Jr., a direct reference to the reason their initial fight was cancelled nearly 2 years ago. Back in October 2022, the two were supposed to face off in what was set to be an epic battle. However, the fight was abruptly called off when Ben tested positive for a performance-enhancing drug. Controversy shook the boxing world, with many speculating about the legitimacy of the test results and the impact it would have on both fighters' careers. Months later, the World Boxing Council (WBC) overturned the failed test, citing an unusual reason: egg contamination. According to the ruling, the banned substances in Ben's system were allegedly a result of consuming excessive amounts of eggs. This explanation was met with widespread skepticism, with many boxing fans and analysts questioning whether it was just an excuse to clear his name. Eubank Jr. clearly wasn't buying it, and Tuesday's egg slap was his way of mocking the entire ordeal. He doubled down on social media, taking to X, formerly Twitter, to taunt Ben, writing, "Apparently egg contamination was the reason for his 2 failed drugs tests. So I contaminated him with an egg." His post quickly went viral, sparking a flood of reactions from fans, fellow boxers, and sports commentators. Some found the move hilarious, while others criticized Eubank Jr. for taking things too far. Either way, it undeniably set the stage for an even more heated showdown in April. Ben, still seething from the incident, didn't hesitate to fire back. He responded with a scathing message of his own, saying, "That's the only shot you'll land on me, UF ***** and prick." His words were laced with venom, making it clear that he wasn't going to let this slide. If there was ever any doubt that this fight had become personal, this exchange erased it. The animosity between these two warriors had now reached another level, ensuring that their upcoming bout would be one of the most highly anticipated in recent memory. With just 60 days left until they finally step into the ring, fans are bracing for what promises to be an electrifying battle, not with eggs this time, but with gloves. The promotional tour leading up to the fight is only just beginning, and if this dramatic encounter is any indication of what's to come, the next 2 months will be filled with even more fireworks. The psychological warfare has officially begun, and neither fighter is backing down. The world will be watching as they prepare to settle their beef in the ring once and for all. The rivalry between Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn runs deep, rooted in both their familial legacies and their personal histories. Chris Eubank Jr., the son of the legendary British boxer Chris Eubank Sr., has long carried the weight of his father's name and the expectations that come with it. His father, known for his flamboyant personality and iconic career, left a lasting legacy in the sport of boxing. Chris Eubank Jr. has sought to carve out his own path while honoring his father's legacy, and his journey has been marked by triumphs, challenges, and moments of controversy. Conor Benn, on the other hand, is the son of another British boxing legend, Nigel Benn. Nigel Benn, also known as the Dark Destroyer, had a storied career filled with thrilling bouts and memorable victories. Conor Benn has inherited his father's fighting spirit and tenacity, and he too has faced the pressure of living up to a famous surname. Comparisons between Conor Benn and his father have been inevitable, and he has worked tirelessly to establish his own identity in the sport. The initial animosity between Eubank Jr. and Benn began to brew during their early careers, as both fighters sought to make a name for themselves in the boxing world. Their paths crossed on several occasions, leading to heated exchanges and confrontations outside the ring. The rivalry intensified when the two fighters were scheduled to face off in October 2022. The bout was highly anticipated, with fans and analysts eager to see how the sons of two boxing legends would fare against each other. However, the fight was abruptly called off when Conor Benn tested positive for a performance-enhancing drug. The news sent shockwaves through the boxing community, and the controversy surrounding the failed drug test became a major talking point. Benn vehemently denied any wrongdoing, insisting that he had not intentionally taken any banned substances. The situation became even more complex when the World Boxing Council, WBC, later ruled that the banned substances in Benn's system were likely the result of egg contamination. The explanation of egg contamination was met with skepticism and ridicule. Critics questioned the validity of the ruling, with some suggesting that it was a convenient excuse to clear Benn's name. Controversy fueled the rivalry between Eubank Jr. and Benn, with Eubank Jr. seizing every opportunity to mock his opponent. The egg slap at the promotional event in Manchester was the culmination of months of taunts and jabs. In the aftermath of the egg slap, the boxing world was abuzz with reactions and speculations. Eubank Jr.'s social media post taunting Benn went viral, sparking a flurry of comments and memes. Some fans found the move humorous and clever, while others criticized it as unsportsmanlike and disrespectful. The incident added another layer of drama to an already intense rivalry. As the countdown to the fight continued, both fighters remained focused on their training and preparation. Eubank Jr. and Benn knew that their upcoming bout would be more than just a physical contest. It would be a battle of wills, pride, and redemption. The psychological warfare between the two fighters showed no signs of abating, with each trying to gain a mental edge over the other. The promotional tour leading up to the fight was marked by a series of press conferences, interviews, and public appearances. At each event, the tension between Eubank Jr. and Benn was palpable. The fighters traded barbs and insults, with neither willing to back down. The media coverage of the rivalry was extensive, with analysts dissecting every word and action. Fans eagerly awaited the day of the fight, speculating on the outcome and discussing the strategies each fighter might employ. The anticipation reached a fever pitch as the fight drew closer. For many, the bout represented the culmination of years of rivalry and the chance to settle the score once and for all. On the day of the fight, the atmosphere was electric. The arena was packed with fans, each side passionately supporting their chosen fighter. The energy in the air was tangible, as the crowd buzzed with excitement and anticipation. The fighters made their way to the ring, each surrounded by their entourage and supporters. As the bell rang to start the fight, the intensity in the ring was immediately apparent. Eubank Jr. and Benn came out swinging, each determined to assert their dominance. The first few rounds were marked by a flurry of punches and counterpunches, with both fighters showcasing their skills and agility. Crowd roared with each exchange, fully immersed in the action.